Hello, and week 78, living with Alzheimer's. Well, here we are, just after Christmas. The day after Boxing Day, I'm doing this recording today. This week's video, I think, is going to be about the I can do's and not the I can't do's. I don't know of anybody else, but I'm finding nowadays, as things continue to progress, I keep looking at the things that I can't do, the things that I did 6 months ago, a year ago that I can recollect, and the things that I can't do now. And one of those classic things over this Christmas period has been that every Christmas, ever since we've been here for the last 25 years, I have always cooked the Christmas dinner. It's always been my responsibility to do that, and I really enjoyed doing it. We've had family round and, cooked the Christmas dinner, no problem. This year was different. This year I didn't cook the Christmas dinner. I could not do that anymore. I've lost the ability to get any of the timings right. And I tend to work under instructions now. I'm told what to cut, what to do, when to do it. And in actual fact, I don't think this Christmas I did a great deal at all. My wife did it all. And if you're not careful, well, if I'm not careful, I can find myself dwelling on the things that I can't do, that I did this time last year. And that's quite difficult to sort of get your head around this business of being aware that you have a condition. On the upside of that, and I always like to have a little upside, is that over the last few weeks I've learnt myself to ride a high wheel bicycle, a penny farthing, an early bicycle design dated from, 1860s, something like that. And I've taught myself to ride one of those, a bit of trial and error, but so I've lost the ability to do one thing, but I feel quite proud that I have gained the ability to do something else. And cycling, as you all know, is something that's a great passion of mine. So it was something that I just needed to do. It was something on my bucket list, to learn to ride a penny farthing. And I did. So I can't cook Christmas dinner, but I did learn to do something else. The Christmas period also leads me to think of something else, and this is something that's just popped into my mind, actually. I've heard people say it before, that between Boxing Day and the New Year, people lose the idea of what the day is and where they're at within the week. They lose that normal routine that people have during their work weeks, during their work days, and during the rest of the year. And that got me thinking a little bit. And I mentioned this to somebody the other day, that's what it's like for somebody like me with dementia, all the while, all the year round. If you take that feeling that you have in between Boxing Day and New Year, that feeling of not really knowing where you're at, that in limbo feeling, and you know the feeling I'm talking about. Well, if you take that feeling and add that into your everyday lives, that gives you an idea of what it's like with dementia, about not being able to process time, not being able to process the days of the week, and one day can just run into another. There seems to be no real pattern or structure to them. And I think especially now, this video going out now will give people a greater insight into dementia by giving them that little idea of, between Boxing Day and New Year. That's basically, if you take that way that you're thinking at that time and spread that across the year to every day, that's what it's like with dementia. So I suppose this week's video is a little bit about two things, but one thing is, I've lost the ability to do one thing, but I've gained the ability to do something else. So it's not always about the I can't do's, it's about the I can do's, and that's very important for me. Very important for me to keep being able to tick things off my list. Tick things off the list that I lose, but to tick things off the list that I achieve. And that's mainly the important thing for me, the achievements. Next week, I think next Friday when I talk to you, it'll be a new year. It will be 2019. Wow. So I'm still here, and it'll be, a new year, a new start, and hopefully lots going on, just like this last year has been. This last year for me has been quite fantastic. I've done so many different things, and I've achieved so much. So I think it's really good to look back on these. I have lots of memories, lots of photographs, and cycling across the country, doing the restaurant that makes mistakes, and all the talks and things that I've done. So I think, as I normally say, I think today this is Alzheimer 0 and Peter 20. Have a great weekend, have a wonderful week, and have a good New Year's Eve. Bring it in style. And I'll look forward to seeing you in 2019. Thank you all for listening again. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.